Hello, all. Welcome to the Geeks with Opinions podcast. I am Matt Corchado, and he is.
I'm Caleb Sherman.
He's Caleb Sherman. So this week we have quite a bit of stories for you, and the first one starting off is the well-oiled machine of Warner Brothers.
That's one way to put it.
Sure. Apparently, Jared Leto is not very happy with Warner Brothers.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's hard to say because, like, David Ayer said a couple weeks ago that there wasn't going to be a director's cut of the movie,
Right.
Because there was only like 10 minutes of extra footage, but that doesn't seem to be the case if Jared Leto's telling the truth, because he has been pretty vocal about the fact that he says a lot of his scenes as the Joker were cut out of Suicide Squad, and you can definitely tell from the trailers. There were some, but he said that he's disappointed in what he's learned of the theatrical cut, and he hasn't actually seen it yet.
That's not a good sign.
And he says like he felt tricked, like they led him to believe one thing, that he was going to be in the movie. So he worked really hard to come up with this really unique version of the character. I mean, he clearly put a lot of effort into it.
Obviously. I mean
regardless of the results.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I didn't particularly like his performance, I think it's also a little bit unfair of me to be too negative on it, because we only got a select portion of it, and we didn't really get to know the character at all.
No, because all we saw were little snippets of flashbacks.
Right, like every scene that the Joker was in was cut in such a way that you really didn't learn anything about him.
All you knew was he was crazy and he liked Harley Quinn.
Right,
There was no arc to him.
There was half of it was you were expected to know this character already because you've seen different versions of him, but they didn't really give us anything to get to know the character at all, which is one of the things Jared Leto was upset about, which I honestly can't blame him. But
No.
he even said in one interview, like, I think they asked him, so how much of your scenes did they cut out? And then he responded with, like, what didn't they cut out?
That's not a good sign.
So I guess the question is, like, he is clearly not happy with Warner Brothers right now. And so the question is, will he come back to play the Joker?
If I'm being honest, well, if you've heard our Suicide Squad review, you know how I felt about his performance as the Joker. Hated it. It was just not good. But like you said, it's unfair for me to judge it if I haven't seen all of his scenes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it could have given a little bit more background on this character.
Yeah.
With the Joker, you're supposed to make it your own, you know? So
They didn't, based on what from the movie, he didn't really get a chance to.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, I don't know if I can say I don't want him to come back, because maybe he could really pull off a great
I'll say
Joker.
I want him to come back in the right hands.
Yes,
If we're talking
in the Batman movie.
If we're talking about Ben Affleck just directing him, and Jeff Johns is writing it. However, I will say, I mean, this is sort of leading into our main topic, but we'll hold off. I'll hold off. But I will say I don't necessarily want the Joker to be the main villain of the Batman movie either. But
No.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So let's move out of the Warner Brothers news and move on to
Some Marvel.
Marvel, and more specifically, apparently someone took a picture
Yeah, this was weird. It was at like
in
a
Vegas.
music thing or something
Yeah.
like that. I don't
And
know exactly.
they took a picture of this supposed poster for Spider-Man Homecoming.
I mean, it looks legit.
I don't know about looks legit.
I mean, it doesn't look photoshopped, really.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I just don't like the poster that much.
Oh, really? I like it.
I wasn't a big fan of the poster, but
I kind of
I
like
mean,
it.
once again, it's like the first poster, you know. So
Well, it's like-
I'm not gonna say it's the worst poster I've ever seen.
It's like it to me. It looks like a real true like live action version of the suit, where instead of like some people were complaining about the CGI-ness of him in Civil War, but this looks like a real tangible thing. and it's a classic Spider-Man pose with the addedness of he's throwing up like a peace sign. I kind of
Right.
like that. I mean,
I like everything. Like, I like what he looks like. I don't know.
if this were to be the first real poster, I wouldn't be complaining.
Well, I'm not gonna be mad. I mean, I'm not one who looks at posters and like, oh my gosh, that poster's so awful. I'm not gonna go see this movie. No. It's an all right poster. It doesn't really catch my attention. It's nothing special. Like the Doctor Strange poster, it's crazy, blows my mind. I'm like,
That's
holy
true.
cow, what the heck? But this one, it's an all
It's-
right first
I think
poster if it's real.
I think it's more of like a teaser poster rather than
Yeah.
the actual first poster for the movie.
Yeah, because I mean, Marvel hasn't released a poster yet, and I don't know how this guy just found a random poster in Vegas,
Yeah.
and it's not blowing up, everywhere. So, I don't know. It's all right, I suppose, for a
It's
first
all right,
teaser poster
yeah.
if it's real. But also in the Spider-Man world,
Yeah.
I don't know if this is official.
No, so I can take this one.
Okay, take that one.
So this is coming from the Wrap, which seems credible, but it's more coming from the dude who calls himself the quote-unquote scoop master, whatever, Humberto Gonzalez.
Oh, yeah.
Or El Mayembe.
He's like, pay attention, fanboys.
Yeah, I'm dropping some mad scoops, bro. I mean, I'm not.
Just shut
I
up.
mean, like, I don't.
Obviously, we don't know the guy, but
We don't know the guy, but
we just don't like how he talks.
and
on Twitter.
sometimes he is right about these things.
Yeah.
But I would say his batting average will say it's more about 50-50.
Yeah.
'Cause he doesn't. A lot of times he'll get a scoop, but he won't. A lot of times it'll be like really early in the process, So they a lot of times studios will change what their ideas are going forward, and then he'll say, oh well, early versions of the draft or script I was right or whatever. But
Right.
anyways, so he's saying that so Zendaya, the actress / singer,
Yep.
was what is cast in Spider-Man Homecoming, and when they announced who she was playing, all they said was she's playing a character called Michelle. That's all they gave us. And some people were speculating because there is a character from Spider-Man lore named Michelle, but not like she's not a prominent character or anything.
Right.
But according to Al Mayembe, she is not playing a character called Michelle. That's actually a smokescreen because she's actually playing iconic love interest of Spider-Man, Mary Jane Watson. So
Yeah.
this set Fanboy Nation on fire pretty much.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about this for good reasons and not good reasons.
Yep.
I mean, this isn't new that fans have been upset over certain castings or whatever. People were mad about Ben Affleck being
Right.
cast as Batman. People were mad at people were mad when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker. So me personally, talking about her acting ability. So for all we know, she could be amazing in the role. I mean, so you're talking for me, some of the key characteristics of the character, she's tall, she's basically a model, she's got the alpha femaleness to her, she's cocky and all that stuff. So, for all I know, she could completely nail that.
She looks the part.
She's got a lot of the physical attributes except for the
her race.
main one, or not the main one, but the one
The one that most people are freaking out about.
right. So in the comics, in basically everything ever, she's been a white redhead.
Right.
And I mean maybe there are, but I don't know of any natural born African American redheads.
Is she mixed?
I think she's mixed, yeah. But
Okay.
but anyway, she does not have red hair, but neither did Kristen Dunst.
Right.
In the first Spider-Man movie, she wore a wig, and then in the second one, and the third one, she dyed her hair. So, like, my thing is, I don't care about her race. Mary
Neither
Jane
do
has
I.
never been a character defined by race. So it doesn't matter to me if to changing her skin color or whatever. However, I mean, I'm a bit of a comic purist, so if she doesn't have red hair at all, I'm gonna be kind of annoyed. I mean,
Okay.
it's like if I love the movie, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna come out and be like, man, that movie was amazing. But it still bothered me that she didn't have red hair. That's kind of what it would be like for me, honestly.
Okay. Well, as a not comic purist and just a pure film movie fan, costumes, all that stuff just does not bother me. Kind of like Doomsday looking like a turd Ninja Turtle didn't bother me at all.
Given him a cool design, but
Yeah, they could have, but I just didn't care. Everyone was complaining, oh my gosh, he looks so stupid. I'm like, I really don't care. As long as the movie's good, I don't care. But the movie was bad, so now I care. So, if Mary Jane doesn't have red hair, sure, it's not the same as before or the comics, but as a movie fan, not a huge comic book fan, I'm not going to be like, it took me out of the movie or anything like that.
Yes.
So, I mean, for you comic book fans, it's probably annoying. But Marvel's so good with comic book fans,
It's true.
they treat you guys perfect.
I have a feeling, because they did show a little bit of footage at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And she was in some of the footage, and, we would have known if she had red hair. People would have been
Right.
like, oh my gosh, she has red hair. Does this mean she's Mary Jane, blah, 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 whatever.
Maybe they just didn't show her in the footage.
No, I think they did.
Oh, they did?
So she definitely, at least for part of the movie, does not have red hair. But what I'm thinking is it'll be like sort of a surprise reveal in the movie. Like maybe she appears at the end of the movie and she's now had dyed hair and stuff, and like
Interesting.
then Peter's like, whoa, like, he's like, you're really attractive looking like this, and then she'll give us the famous line like, face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. Like, I would, as a fanboy, I would be like, that'd be awesome for me. But I can see it happening like that. But I just hope that they don't like deny it for the whole press run. Like, no, she's not Mary Jane. No.
Pull a J.J. Abrams and Star Trek kind of thing.
And then in the movie she is. That's all I want. Like, at least just don't flat out lie, because it's not really that big of a reveal if she was.
No, it's not. So, yeah. So, also staying with Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes.
You just take this one, too. Go
Okay.
for it.
So, after this whole Mary Jane thing came out, someone who has been taking pictures of the Spider-Man set tweeted out a picture of the casting call sheet, which is basically like they have this sheet that's posted by the set, like whoever is supposed to be on set that day filming scenes and stuff, and it has their name and their character name. But, I mean, sometimes they can be smoke screens because they know that other people might take pictures of this stuff. So it's not, like, 100% honest. So, for instance, like, on this casting call sheet, there's a Z, like, for the actress name, meaning Zendaya, of course. And then the character is Michelle. So, obviously, they wouldn't put Mary Jane on there if she was actually playing Mary Jane, and they wanted to keep it secret. But there is a couple of interesting notes from this. Number one, the actress Anjali Rice. I don't know if that's how you say her name.
Excellent pronunciation.
She's a young actress who was just recently in The Nice Guys as
she was very good in The
Ryan
Nice Guys.
Gosling's daughter in that movie.
Yeah.
So she's pretty young, and she's playing Betty Brant, which is a character from the comics. She was in the first Spider-Man movies, played by Elizabeth Banks. She's a character who works at the Daily Bugle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So traditionally, she's a little bit older than Peter.
Right.
But in this case, she's a little bit younger. But maybe she works for like the school paper or something like that.
I'd be fine.
Like,
That'd be kind of cool.
That doesn't really matter to me. I don't really care about that. Another one, Bokeem Woodbine, who was just recently had a breakout role in Fargo season 2.
Yep.
He was incredible in that series.
Yeah,
he was
he
like
was.
my favorite character of that season.
Yeah, he was extremely funny and dark, and
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
perfect in the entire
Oh,
series.
yeah. And apparently he's playing the character Herman Schultz, a.k.a. the Shocker, which, some people can be like, wow, we're getting so many more villains again. Haven't they learned
Right.
their lesson kind of thing? I don't see it like that. I see it like, because the Shocker, I mean, he's been around for a while, but he's never been like a huge Spider-Man villain. So my thinking is he's going to be a villain that's sort of at the near the beginning of the movie, and Spider-Man's not going to really have a lot of trouble taking him out. It's going to be like a sort of low-level criminal. Like, he's going to make some jokes with him, he's going to toy with them, and he's like, oh, gosh darn Spider-Man.
But then again, we got that in Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, but this is different, though.
Why is it different?
Because that was so stupid. Like,
But
setting
this
up.
could be stupid.
It could be, but like Shocker is supposed to be a more kind of silly villain, whereas Rhino is kind of a silly villain, but not as much.
I don't know. I'm one of those people saying, stop putting villains in this movie.
He's not gonna be a big villain. He's just gonna be something to set up, like what kind of things Spider-Man has been doing.
Okay. Well, I mean, of course I trust Marvel.
Yeah, and
But
I mean,
I'm just-
I think also that it's probably safe to say that they might be trying to set up the Sinister Six with this
That is a
character.
safe bet, honestly.
But yeah, I mean, to me, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
And the last one, this one is the most interesting and probably the one you know the least about.
I literally know nothing about this person.
So an actress by the name of Tiffany Espenson hasn't really been in much. She is an Asian actress, and on the call sheet it says that she's playing a character, just Cindy, which could mean nothing, or there is this is a very recent comic book character, like recent as in like 2014,
oh, wow.
something like that. So a couple years ago, it was revealed that in the comics, it was revealed that Peter Parker was not the only one that was bit by that radioactive spider.
Interesting.
And just this other girl, it was a girl, Cindy Moon. She was bit by the spider, and then she gained these similar powers to Peter, but she like went into hiding it's a lot of complicated comic book reasons.
just-
I'm not gonna go into
Yeah.
all the reasons. So like Peter didn't meet her until they were both adults, and but the thing is, between these two characters, like they have due to like the spiderness in them, they have like whenever they're near each other, their hormones just go to 10.
Oh, I know who this character is, actually.
Do you?
Yeah, I actually have heard about this character, surprisingly.
Whenever they're together, they just can't help themselves. They start making out and stuff, and
Interesting.
they don't really have like a romantic interest. It's just like primal instinct between the
Right.
two. But she's a really cool character. She like shoots webs from her fingertips, and she's got some varying powers to Peter. But the interesting thing is, the actress has Twitter, and someone deduced that she has followed some of the artists and writers on the Silk. Oh, yeah. Her Cindy Moon's, like, her superhero name is Silk. Yeah.
Probably should have mentioned that
Should
before.
have mentioned that. But so she follows on Twitter a couple of the people who make the Silk comic book series right now. So that sort of raises some questions, I think.
That's super interesting.
I think that would be a great way for this movie to differentiate itself from
Right.
the other movies. Have a character like this, and it's not like a character that people are really familiar with. It's not a Spider-Woman character.
Yeah.
She has similar powers, but she's she is different in her own right. I think it would be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Sounds cool to me, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
I would be super stoked if
so it'd be really cool.
yeah.
So that is our superhero movie news, anyways.
Oh, yeah.
We have one last movie topic, and it's personally one of my most anticipated movies coming out in the next, what is it, 2018?
I think so. It's like
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's coming out in 2018. Ready Player One. So we got
March
some
30th.
Okay, thank you. We got some Ready Player One set picks finally, and
did you say it was based on the book?
Yeah, it's based on the book. Sorry, it's based on the book by
Ernie Klein.
There you go. And this book, we both read it, and
Indeed.
it's amazing. Literally everything about this book just is awesome.
Well, yeah. So these set pictures, they're not gonna mean much if you haven't read the book.
No, not at all.
Like to me and you, like I mean, I'm pretty sure we both know exactly at what point in the book these set pictures are taking place. So that's pretty exciting for me, and it's got the this movie / book several years into the future, and it's sort of a grim, like more kind of almost realistic future. Like we sort of run out of fossil fuels and stuff like that.
And we basically killed the Earth, in which we are doing right now.
Exactly.
So
and people would rather live in like virtual reality worlds than they would in their own world, and these set pictures definitely reflect that.
It's really awesome.
I can't wait.
So excited for this movie.
Oh yeah,
like this is close to Star Wars for me.
Honestly,
that's how excited
I am.
I
was just about to say. Yeah,
I am that excited for this movie. This book, when I listened to the whole audiobook, it was actually read by Will Wheaton, who has a little cameo in the book.
Yeah.
A little
Don't
cameo.
want to spoil anything, but
no, but yeah, it's really cool, and these set pictures make me more excited.
Honestly, like if you're one of those people that's like, I'll just wait for the movie. Honestly, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
This, like, even if you don't really read books, like this one is one to read. Or I mean, you could listen to it like you did.
Yeah, I don't read books ever at all. I usually listen to them. That's my new starting trend thing. I always listen to the books I'm really, really curious about.
Yeah.
And you got me curious about this book, and honestly, there's no way that this movie is going to have everything that this book has.
That's true, yeah.
So, I mean, it's impossible unless they want it to be a 5-hour movie.
That, and, like, they're going to have to get so many licenses for so many different things. Because
you would understand what we're talking about if you actually read the book.
So many references to
80s
culture
lore
and stuff.
It's an incredible book, and everybody should read this book before the movie comes out, because you would regret it if you didn't.
Yeah, and Steven Spielberg.
Come on, Steven Spielberg. He's literally directing a movie that he's referenced in.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But he said he's not gonna use any of his material in the movie.
Which, I don't really care about, but
I mean, yeah. It takes away some of the, like, no E.T., no Indiana Jones.
There's so many references, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really diminish. I hope because he did produce Back to the Future, I hope that doesn't mean that as well. Because that's a big one.
That would take away. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's stop talking before we spoil the whole book. Okay, so that's our movie news for the day.
Movie news.
Well, kind of. We'll get into that later.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Let's move on to our TV segment. We got a short little thing today. I can't talk about this because I haven't seen this show. But
you should.
I know. It's on the list.
It's on the list. It should be number 1.
Okay, so Mr. Robot, a very popular show right now, has been renewed for a season 3. You watch the show. You adore the show. Go.
Yes.
Talk about your excitement.
So, this show is pretty popular.
Yeah.
But it's not like, it doesn't get huge ratings, unfortunately. But it's on USA Network. So, but it's by clear, far and away the best show on USA Network. So if anything, USA will use this show to sort of bait better creative people into coming to make better shows on their network. So they are probably not gonna get rid of the show, even if the ratings aren't what they would want it to be.
Right.
Anyways. So the first season is honestly one of the best seasons of television I've ever seen. It is.
Wow.
It's absolutely incredible, and it's a show that, like, even in its not as good episodes, it's still you're so engaged,
Right.
and you don't want to like pick up your phone and look at your text or whatever because you're just so engaged in what's happening on screen, and
That's the best kind of television
yeah,
right
for
there.
sure. The second season, a lot of people will say, isn't quite as good as the first season, and that's partly due to the fact that they haven't really got up to the height and intensity of some of the stuff in the first season. Like, people are sort of been like, just get on with it kind of thing. But they've been building, and I think, and they've already had some payoffs and some interesting twists and turns that like, there are definitely a lot of twists in this show.
Okay. Be careful here.
I'm not going to spoil anything. Some people will be able to easily pick out the twist. Like, oh yeah, I saw that coming a mile away. But it's not really about pulling the carpet up from under you. It's about more understanding the characters and stuff. Like, yeah, it makes it more of a satisfying reveal instead of like a shock and awe kind of thing. But
Okay.
I am super stoked for season 3. I don't know how many seasons this show can get, but depending on where they go with it, like, they could twist it in ways that would, like, blow your mind. Like, because it's sort of more grounded in reality right now, but they could go, like, way,
Right.
like, super sci-fi if they really wanted to, and that could last a bunch of seasons. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, I mean, all I have to say is, since you're excited and you say it's really good, I trust your opinion on TV shows, because basically every single good TV show that you've seen, you've told me to watch, and then I watch it, and I'm like, oh my god. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for season 3, too, and I haven't even started season 1, so good job, Mr. Robot. Keep doing you with your robot stuff. Okay, so moving on to the video game segment. I'm really happy we made segments.
Yeah.
I feel like it's organized.
It's very much organized.
It's pretty cool. So our first story in the video game segment is a new Battlefield 1 trailer dropped, and also they announced a beta, which you had to sign up for today
Yeah.
in order to play it.
Well, I think it's
and it drops August 31st.
By today.
By today,
August
yeah.
21st.
And it drops 31st.
Yes.
So,
Right.
what'd you think of this trailer? Let's talk about the trailer first.
Well, I guess the big reveals of this trailer were they sort of revealed what the horseback combat is going to be like, and they revealed like the trains,
Right,
with the guns and stuff. It looks really fun.
Dude, this game looks insane.
I know.
It looks like Battlefield 4 in olden times and on crack.
On crack,
I mean,
yeah.
it's crazy. In the plane battles look amazing. I love the old style planes.
Oh yeah.
The detail and all the animation in Battlefield and their frostbite system is incredible.
Down to like in the desert maps, there's like sandstorms.
Yeah, it's insane.
And the dude just like he's not really paying attention to where he is. He's trying to shoot these guys on horseback, and then he turns, and all of a sudden a train like barrels over him.
It's just incredible.
I can't wait to play. I am signed
Me too.
for the beta.
I'm sure.
I mean, I'm not like definitely gonna buy this game
No.
because like there's a lot of games to play, man.
Yeah,
And-
it's a bright future in the video game world.
And yeah, and it's $60 is a commitment these days.
Seriously.
So if I'm gonna buy a game, I want to know for a fact that I'm gonna play a lot of
yeah.
it.
Unlike Battlefront.
Yeah, I actually didn't pay for that one. I got it.
I paid for that one and played it, I think, twice. It's gone off
I
my
have
system
it,
now.
but it's complicated. I didn't pay for it.
So, yeah, I think it's safe to say we both thought this trailer was incredible.
Yep.
I loved Battlefield 4. I'm super
Correct.
excited for Battlefield 1.
Right, yeah.
Which is kind of confusing, but whatever.
Yeah.
It looks great. We're super excited. So, speaking of betas and pre-release date games, the Titanfall 2 alpha tech test.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird title, but
Yeah, it is a weird mouthful. But that dropped. I didn't get a chance to play it. You did. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance. I'm busy. I'm a busy guy.
Sure.
I deliver flowers. You know what? I'm a miracle worker. So, so what do you think of Titanfall 2? And any negatives, positives? Give us a little minor review.
Minor review. So it's hard for me to really say because I didn't play Titanfall 1. I have a PS4, and Titanfall 1 was like an Xbox PC exclusive. So I don't know a lot, but I have read up on it a little bit and sort of some other people's opinions of this beta, and I kind of agreed with me. To me, like, this is a faster paced version of Call of Duty that's on like steroids, basically. You know, I feel like Call of Duty is actually like tried to copy moments of Titanfall 2.
Absolutely, Advanced Warfare.
Yeah. But honestly, it's like the fast-pacedness of it is actually this game. They aren't afraid to break the molds and things. Different sort of game modes than Call of Duty. Like has the same game modes every single year.
Yes.
And this is a little bit different. There's like kind of a story mode to it. Like at the end of every single battle, if you're the losing team, you have to like. There's like an evac point at some place in the map, and it's like you get one more life, and you either can escape on the ship or you don't. And it's if you're the opposing team, you have to stop the people from escaping the ship, and you can either shoot them before they get on the ship, or you can, if you're fast enough and you have enough people, you can actually shoot down their ship.
That's really cool.
Like that's extra added bonus that I think is cool.
That's cool.
However, there's 2 maps in this alpha, and neither of them really have a lot of verticality to them.
Okay.
So there isn't a lot of room for one of the main features of the game, wall running, which I thought, that's like one of the main things of...
Well, I'd have to disagree, I guess, because wall running has been out of style since Advanced Warfare copied Titanfall, and so did Black Ops, and it's just kind of overplayed now, in my opinion. So
I think
if I were
they
to
do
play
it in such a way that it's really cool because when you are wall running, it really amps up your speed. Like you can go like twice as fast while you're wall running, and there's like certain perks where you can like if you're aiming down your sights while wall running, you stop.
Really?
Yeah, and you can sort of stay at that point in the wall, and it allows you to like really move up buildings very quickly and stuff. And it makes for some like really cool kills if you can get it.
Yeah.
And they added like a grappling hook to this game, which is pretty fun. Well, also the Titans, I feel like they were extremely nerfed, or at least in this alpha. Like
Really?
I found myself, if I was going up against 2 or 3 opposing players that weren't in Titans and I was in a Titan, I was outnumbered. That's what I felt like because
Really?
my guns weren't powerful enough to kill them very quickly. It seemed like, anyways, unless I got like dead on shots.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like, they can get on the back of your Titan and like pull out your power cells and stuff and throw grenades into your thing and like kill you pretty quickly.
Holy cow.
And there's no way, if a guy is on your Titan, at least that I could find, there's no way to get them off.
So basically, being in a Titan is kind of a disadvantage.
Right. And if like going up against other Titans, like it's super hard.
Right.
Like if it's 1v2 Titans, you might as well not even try. Like it is impossible. I mean, and the power-ups load too slow for the Titans, and I would like to see the Titans get improvements before release.
This is what alphas are for.
Right. Yeah.
They're going to get a bunch of fan feedback from this, and they're going to grow from it. So after watching you play it, it looks awesome,
right.
in my opinion.
Oh,
it looks like a lot of fun.
And one other thing, I guess they changed it from the first Titanfall. Where in the first Titanfall, like, getting a Titan was just on a timer, basically. And the better you perform, it speeds along your timer. But in this, they sort of did away with that. So it's just based on performance. Like, you get a bunch of points and kills and stuff that loads up your Titan, where it doesn't automatically load, which I kind of thought is not cool for if
Right.
someone isn't as good as other people, but if they suck, they're never gonna get to use a Titan, and that also impacts like if a team is a lot better than the other team, then they're all of a sudden, you find yourself in situations where one team has 3 Titans and your team might have 1.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, I feel like there are definitely some improvements, but I will say if some improvements are made, I would strongly consider buying this game.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, moving on with our games, we also got a Harley Quinn and Deadshot Injustice 2 trailer.
Yeah.
I played Injustice, you played Injustice. I sucked at it, you didn't suck at it. Well, you weren't very good.
I wouldn't be able to play like people who actually know how to play the game.
No. We literally sit there and mash buttons and hope good things happen.
Yeah, basically.
That is our Injustice technique, and you know what? I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of fun to play.
It is, and the story is really good.
Right. So this trailer is centered around Harley Quinn for the majority of the trailer, and then Deadshot towards the end. But speaking on the Harley Quinn stuff, she looks awesome.
Yeah, the graphics
All her
look
finishing.
insane for
Oh
this game.
yeah, her finishing moves look so violent and hilarious because she's so sarcastic and she's Harley Quinn. I mean, and they nailed it.
I love there's also one of the big aspects of this game is like you can customize the look of your characters, and that I am gonna have so much fun with that.
Yeah, the Jester suit looked awesome in this trailer. That was really
Just
cool.
full customizability. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. And then Deadshot, he had, by far the money shot of this trailer was at the end.
Yeah.
I think he was fighting Batman, wasn't he? Yeah, and he throws up his M16 rifle, comes around, shoots him, and then comes and like
With
grabs
his
it.
wrist
Doesn't
gun,
even.
yeah.
And he doesn't even look and shoots him in the head, and that's how the trailer ends.
Right.
It was so awesome. Both these characters look really cool. Deadshot's probably gonna be OP as poop.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I will say he looked pretty similar to what's the other dead character? Deathstroke.
Oh yeah, yes he does.
I hope they can figure out ways to differentiate those characters a little more. Maybe focus on Deathstroke's sword a little more if he's in the game. But
I'm sure he is. I mean, yeah, he's probably in the game.
yeah.
But
No, overall, this trailer was awesome.
the trailer was cool.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
It doesn't come out for a long time though.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Okay, so our last video game story of the day is a surprise one.
Yeah.
Mr. Robot Telltale game
Yeah. So
is just being dropped.
yeah, they didn't really advertise this, and it was sort of teased by Telltale Games
Yeah.
for a little bit, but we weren't really sure what was going on. And then just this past Wednesday, they were just like, "Oh, here's the Telltale Mr. Robot game," and it's not like other Telltale games. It's not, there's no you don't get to see anything. It's basically a game that's disguised as a messaging app.
Interesting.
And basically you've picked up a phone off the street that belongs to one of the characters in the show, and so you've sort of stolen their phone, and they contact you and hey, you jacked my phone, blah blah blah, and you end up having to help them. And if you've seen the show, you discover that it's taking place in the second half of season 1, and you sort of help along certain events in the show, which is really
That's pretty cool.
I was super engaged in this. It's like when you get texts, you don't type out or reply. You get 3 different options,
Right.
or 3 or 2 options to different replies you can do. And I honestly felt like you had a lot more variety of choice, a lot more control of different choices you have in the game than most Telltale games, because it's mostly dialogue based. And I actually beat the game already.
Did you?
And I wanted to say it's too short, but
Okay.
but it honestly wasn't that short because I was spending a lot of time playing it. I just felt like they could have done a lot, and they still could do a lot with this game moving forward. but I was pretty bummed out when I beat it. I was like, oh, no more. But
I mean, you know how Telltale is. They'll release another episode.
yeah, hopefully. I was
soon.
saying.
So, I mean, so that is our video game news. So we don't have much time. We have about 15 minutes left in our podcast. Yet we've been talking up a storm.
All right. Well,
so
let's do this.
We'll try to burn through this main topic of ours real quick. And the main topic this week is how to fix the DC Extended Universe, which is a stupid name.
Right.
I'm going to say DCCU or DCEU.
DCEU.
That's my name for it.
DC
So
Cinematic. They don't want to call it that because the Marvel one is Marvel Cinematic Universe. They didn't want to call it the same thing, so.
but they don't have a problem copying their movies. But anyways, shade. Okay. So the big question here is, does it need to be fixed? And I think we can both agree, yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
So let's just start with the first movie in this universe, Man of Steel.
Yep. So Man of Steel came out. They were saying like this is gonna be the start of our new DC universe.
Yep.
This is gonna be the jumping off point. We're gonna start with Superman, and people were like, oh, okay, sure.
I was fine with it, yeah.
Whatever. So, but then it got mixed reception.
Yes, definitely.
Which, it didn't force them. They decided, they panicked, and were like, all right, we can't do a straight up Man of Steel sequel. Let's add Batman to it.
Literally, like at Comic-Con they added Batman.
They decided that they were going to put Batman in the movie like 3 or 4 days before San Diego Comic-Con that year.
Right.
And then they scrambled and made a logo, and at Comic-Con they're like, oh, guess what? Our next movie's going to be Batman versus Superman. And we were all...
And everybody was like, okay.
Yeah, it was like, we were like, oh my gosh! Oh! And then you just started to think about it, and you're like, wait a second. Like, this doesn't really make sense.
And then once that movie came out, it got negative reception.
Whereas Man of Steel had mixed reception, Batman vs Superman had straight up negative.
Yeah. So there was like the DC fanboys saying, "Oh my gosh, everyone hates DC," and then there was everybody else saying this movie isn't that great.
So when Batman vs Superman was received poorly, the Warner Bros. Was like, "Oh crap, people are ragging on our dark and grim tone. We gotta fix Suicide Squad and make it lighter," even though this is a movie that was already shot and was in the process of being edited. They go back. They made him. I mean, they were already gonna do some reshoots, but they made him go back and do extensive reshoots, like added all these, pop songs to it, and
they totally panicked because Batman vs Superman, the tone wasn't even everybody's biggest problem with the movie.
If it would have been a good movie, I wouldn't have cared about the tone.
Dark Knight.
Exactly.
Dark movie.
Exactly.
Great movie. We don't care about the tone.
Yeah.
Make a good movie.
Right. I mean, I would have cared. I mean, I still would like, Superman to be a more upbeat character.
Well, yeah.
But that you could still have a serious and dark movie and have Superman be cheerful and hopeful.
Civil War. Take notes.
Exactly.
Anyways, so yeah, Suicide Squad, they tried to make it a lighter, fun movie, and it just messed the movie up again. It got negative reception again. It was just an all-over-the-place movie. I mean, we've already reviewed this movie. Everybody knows how we feel about this movie. And, I mean, it doesn't really give us much hope leading into all these movies coming up.
And we've already seen that they're making an attempt to make Justice League a lot lighter and more jokier. And he made almost all the jokes in that trailer.
Yeah, besides the Flash, he was the Batman, of all people, was the comic relief in that trailer.
Yeah.
Which made no sense at all.
So one of their problems, it's been obvious for a while, they didn't have a Kevin Feige type. Like Marvel Cinematic Universe, they have a producer, Kevin Feige, who's been in the movie producing business for a while. And he produced like some early Sony Marvel films and some Fox Marvel films and stuff. So he knows what makes a comic book movie work and what makes it doesn't. And they let their directors and filmmakers do what they want, but they have stories in mind.
Yeah.
They know how to make a movie. And the DC didn't really have that. They just sort of had Zack Snyder saying, "Oh yeah, we should do this, we should do that," kind of thing.
They basically thought Zack Snyder was this god that knew everything about comics.
Right. So they promoted Jeff Johns, who is already the creative executive at DC Comics, and they sort of put him in charge. We don't really know how much power he has, but they say he's in charge of the DC movies now.
I like this move.
Right.
This is probably the best move they've made.
Yeah. And
since
we'll
starting
really
this universe.
start to see whether he makes an impact or not with Wonder Woman, which the trailer for that movie looks good.
Yeah, I loved the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm scared to get excited, but
That's
I
true.
love the trailer.
Right. So Wonder Woman looks good for now.
Yeah. So how would they fix it per se?
So obviously we're not experts.
No,
But
this is just some of the things we think would help them fix this
Yeah.
universe.
we really like comic book movies, and we
Right.
generally can tell when a comic book movie is good or not. So these are just some of our opinions here at the Geeks with Opinions podcast.
So the first bullet we have here is they need to stop copying Marvel.
Yeah.
Stop trying to be Marvel.
Yeah, they haven't really done it much, but definitely with Suicide Squad, that was a clear attempt to.
It was Guardians of the Galaxy, but crap.
Right. I think their mistake is don't copy the tone of Marvel movies. Don't try to make your movies like Marvel, or don't literally make them seem like a Marvel movie, but instead copy the way that they make the movies.
Yeah, definitely.
With a good writer's room, make the movies a collaborative effort.
Yes, definitely.
Not just one director writing, or one director, one writer. Have producers and everybody sort of get together and figure out a good, cohesive story for each movie.
Making a movie isn't a one-man show.
Yeah.
Or a two-man show. It's a huge team effort.
Mm-hmm.
As you see in Marvel, they have huge writing groups and storyboards, and
Right.
they have all this stuff. And that's why their movies are successful, because you have so many minds thinking about the story and picking it apart.
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, they need to do that. They need to get more of that into this universe.
And another thing they need to do, Marvel doesn't always get high-profile directors, but they make sure they get directors that can work within their system and not.
And they get directors comfortable with the movie they want to make.
Right. So with David Ayer, you got he is a talented filmmaker in his own right.
Yes.
When he is left to his own means to make a movie he wants to make. But you put him in this big studio system, and all of a sudden now he's doing things he doesn't want to do. So
Right.
you got to get directors and writers and stuff that are really talented, but also can work within your system.
Yeah, definitely. Also, they need to adapt the characters to fit modern film, but don't fundamentally change who they
Exactly.
are.
Yeah, this is big.
They change the Joker, mostly Harley Quinn. No, not Harley Quinn. I'm sorry. Who did they change in Suicide Squad that it just takes me off? I don't remember.
They didn't.
They didn't really change the Joker because the Joker is himself, but
Killer Croc sort of.
yeah, Killer Croc was so lame, and it was pointless.
It
Let's
was
just put it that way. But yeah, they just need to adapt the characters.
But like Superman is a big one.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
It wasn't Suicide Squad.
Yeah. they haven't really nailed what the Superman character quite yet, in my opinion. I mean, Henry Cavill is great, but they haven't really nailed.
They haven't given him a chance to nail it.
And don't have Batman murder people.
Yeah, basically.
So you can update these characters to fit modern times and update them, change them so that they fit within a movie, but don't make them unrecognizable from the comic book version.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And probably my biggest pet peeve is don't make a film 2.5 hours long or 3 hours long and then release a stupid director's cut.
Nope.
It's dumb, it's idiotic, and you're just not going to make as much money, frankly.
People are mad at Warner Brothers for not releasing the 3-hour version of Batman vs Superman, but that would have cost them money. Like it, like
A ton
you
of money.
literally mathematically cannot have as many showings of a
Right.
3-hour movie as a 2.5-hour movie or just a 2-hour movie. Like you want it to be shorter so you can have
Yeah.
more showings in a day equals more money. I mean, it makes sense, Like in a perfect world, sure. If you were to make like a good 3-hour superhero movie, fine, whatever. But you can make. Marvel has proved that you can make really good 2-hour superhero movies.
Yes.
Like, they do it consistently.
I mean, to counter this point, Captain America: Civil War was 2.5 hours
Well, right,
long.
but that was their longest movie.
Yeah,
And
and it was good.
right, and if you listen to the Russo brothers, they don't have like barely any deleted scenes. The like straight up deleted scenes. The extra footage they have is like just variations, different
Right.
variations in the same scene. Like you got Robert Downey Jr. Obviously, he improvises a lot, so you have a lot of different versions of the same lines. So
Yeah.
there is a lot of footage, but it's nothing new, story wise. Whereas they have a concise, like in the script, they know how long the movie's gonna be. They shoot it, and it works like that. Zack Snyder. Why do you gonna try and even make a 3-hour movie? The studio
he
wasn't
was
gonna.
literally, he was literally shooting for a 3-hour movie. I don't understand that. I
Yeah.
never will. So I mean, there's a ton of stuff we got to get to real quick here.
All right.
So pick your favorites. Go.
All right. So I think we could get to. They need to start using more B and C list characters and build them up. Like
Yes.
Iron Man wasn't a super popular character
Right.
when they made a movie. So you make like Suicide Squad is obviously sort of an attempt at that, but they really focused heavily on Harley Quinn, who is already an A-list comic book character,
And Deadshot.
well, and Deadshot's not a huge character, but you get a guy like Will Smith, obviously.
Yeah, that's true.
But they really hinged on those two characters. But like, do sort of stuff that not a lot of people know about, like Justice League Dark, which you probably have no idea.
Nope, not a clue.
Shazam, which you probably have some idea, but
Yeah, I do.
and they might be doing that movie, but we don't.
I want them to do that movie the most because I love the idea of Shazam.
Yeah,
And just a kid who would just be like Shazam and turns into this crazy awesome
it's
dude.
as strong as Superman kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that idea. So another good one is wait. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, while I say they should do more C and D list characters, or B and C and D list characters, I guess.
Yeah.
But the Batman has to be a big priority for them. Like they need to get that movie out as soon as
Yes.
possible.
Yes, they do.
Like that could save their universe, honestly.
Yeah, they really could because it's directed by Ben Affleck. He's starring in it, and Ben Affleck directed movies are awesome.
Yeah.
He's an incredible director and an incredible actor when he's starring in his own movie.
Yeah.
So I have high hopes for that movie,
And
if I'm being honest.
the recent rumors for that movie were that it's gonna take place like almost solely in Arkham Asylum. Like he's sort of trapped in Arkham Asylum with all these villains that he's put there, like sort of mirroring, but not like directly adapting the Arkham Asylum video game,
Yeah,
which came out in like 2009 or something. I think it's a great idea because
I think it's perfect.
it's not overstretching. Like it would maybe take place like within one night. It's very
Yeah.
contained, straight up story.
It's a more small film. It
Right.
feels more like an independent film.
Yeah.
And that is by far Ben Affleck's strong
Yeah,
suit.
and that gives you a really good way to introduce, like, dive you headfirst into what this world of Batman is like. Like, what
Yeah.
villains has he encountered? Like, you can have a crap ton of villains, and it wouldn't really be that bad, if they're all sort of like teaming up on him. Like, you could have like a crazy action set piece where it's like Batman
Right.
versus like 5 or 6 like of his villains that are really good at hand-to-hand combat. Like,
It'd be awesome.
like you throw in, Will Smith's Deadshot character, like throw in maybe get Deathstroke in there, that would be a lot of fun, I think. And you could have Jared Leto's Joker in there, but not as like the main villain.
Right.
But it'd give him, like, let us learn more about him.
So I think that's all the time we have. Unless you want to get to one more.
Yeah.
Okay, one more?
I think another thing. Here's a good just two quick things.
2 quick things. Go for it.
You can't listen to the fans too much.
They do that way too much.
And because right now the fans are extremely divided on these movies. So
Yes,
if
they
you
are.
listen to just the people that don't like the movies thus far, you're gonna spend all your time trying to fix things instead of, just concentrating on making good stuff. But if you just listen to the people that love everything you do no matter what, then you're gonna stick doing the same things you're doing, and not a lot's gonna change. And
I agree.
the last thing, the number one priority for this universe, it's not, don't worry about building a universe. Don't worry about, making these giant blockbuster movies. Don't worry about, making movies that people want to see. Like, make people want to see Batman fight Superman. Like, don't do that. Your number one concern should be making good movies. That's it.
Yes.
Like, each individual movie, make it as good as you can possibly be. Don't worry about any other movies.
And for God's sake, build the characters.
Yes.
Don't just throw them in a movie and just expect us to know who and what they're all about. I want to know each of these characters. Marvel Cinematic Universe, we know every single character, and that's why you can get emotionally invested in every single one of those movies.
Right. Even, the people say that the villains aren't that great in Marvel movies, but for the most part, you really know and understand the villains.
Yes.
Even if you don't like them, you know and understand them.
And even if they're going to die at the end, you know and understand them.
Exactly.
So, I mean, yeah, that is our big advice to the DCEU, because, yeah, he can suck it, I'm saying that. Your name is stupid. So, I hope one of you hears this, but just take some advice, please, from us fans, which we said not to take advice from fans, but take this advice because it's good advice.
It's good advice.
So this is all the time we have on the Geeks with Opinions podcast. I've been Matt Corchado. You can follow me at Twitter at Matt Corchado, and you are?
I'm Sherman Comma Caleb, and you can find me on Twitter's at little @ first name Caleb. You can find this podcast on Twitter at Geek Opinions Pod. You can always subscribe to us on the YouTubes, which you're probably watching this here right now.
Indeed.
Subscribe, give us a like, share it. Maybe if you think some people would like this, maybe suggest it.
And if you don't know how to share, take your laptop to your neighbors and be like, dude, check out this podcast. It's so cool.
It's so cool.
So,
wait. Facebook.
No, Facebook. Go for it.
Just like us on Facebook. We do some stuff there.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as Twitter, but yeah.
I think we'll be a little bit more organized with our podcast and when they're going to be coming up. Last week we said we're going to have a podcast on Wednesday, and we didn't about our Cursed Child review. We're sorry about that, but we had some stuff come up. But we're going to college. We're going to be living together, so
it'll be a
I
lot
think
easier.
we'll be a little bit more organized with when they're going to be dropping. So.
I think eventually I'd like to get to the point where we have two videos a week.
Yeah,
Sunday,
specific days.
Wednesday would be what I mean, they might change, but that would be what I would like.
So
what you could look
forward to our organization skills going up. Thanks for listening. Join us again next week, and have a splendid day, y'all.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Sherman's mom.
Yeah.
She's a great woman.
Indeed.
I love my mom, too.
I love both of our moms.
Yeah, they're pretty great, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.